My grandpa's been sitting on 50 ounces of silver since 1987. Last month I asked what it's worth now, and the number made me realize something was seriously broken. Because that silver should have been worth way more by now. Turns out, something just happened that literally nobody saw coming, and it's about to change everything. And honestly, it might be the best thing that could have happened to silver investors. A massive tech manufacturer just announced they're ripping silver completely out of their production line. Not because they found something cheaper. Because the price became so unstable they can't trust it anymore. I talked to a supply chain manager who explained it perfectly. When prices drop that fast, we don't see opportunity, we see a warning sign. If silver can tank suddenly, why risk building your whole supply chain around it? So they replaced it with something stable. And once you rip out a supply chain, you're not switching back. Ever. So manufacturers started abandoning silver. Prices should have collapsed. But they didn't. They stayed weirdly stable. That's because at the exact same time, investors started flooding in. Not to use it, to own it. As protection against inflation and currency collapse. And here's where it gets interesting. Industrial demand dropping while investment demand explodes is actually a bullish signal that most people completely miss. You've got this insane situation where the people who actually need silver are leaving, while the people betting on it are piling in. Two completely different markets fighting over the same commodity. But the investment market is way bigger and way more powerful than the industrial market. Always has been. I texted my friend who invests in mining stocks, and he wasn't stressed, he was excited. He said, "The math doesn't add up yet. But it will." He was right. Production didn't stop. Demand from industry dropped. But prices stayed stable. That shouldn't be possible unless something massive is about to happen. Here's what's actually happening and why it's bullish. Smaller silver mining companies are getting crushed, but that's the entire point. Some are shutting down. Others are being bought out by massive operations. So the supply side is consolidating. Fewer miners means tighter supply. Tighter supply with increasing investor demand? That's literally the setup for a major price move upward. Think about it this way, we're removing the weak players from the market. The companies that can't handle volatility are gone. What's left are the strong miners who can produce efficiently even when prices fluctuate. And when prices finally move, and they will, these consolidated producers are going to absolutely crush it. Their profit margins are about to explode. Quick question, if you invest in silver or commodities, are you actually bullish on this? Because I'm genuinely curious how many people see this as an opportunity versus a problem. Here's something else that's incredibly bullish: solar panel manufacturers. Everyone's focused on the tech companies leaving silver, but solar is actually accelerating. Renewable energy is mandatory now in most developed countries. Solar panels need silver. Lots of it. And as governments push harder on climate mandates, that demand isn't going anywhere, it's only going up. That's a long-term industrial demand that's actually secure and growing. My grandpa asked me something that hit different. Should I sell? I told him absolutely not. His silver just went from being a stable asset to something that's about to benefit from a perfect storm. Industrial demand is consolidating around reliable suppliers. Investment demand is surging. Supply is tightening. Those three things together? That's how you get major price appreciation. And here's the part that really gets me excited. This is still under the radar. Most retail investors don't know this is happening. Wall Street knows. The big commodity funds know. But the average person scrolling through social media has no idea that silver is about to have its moment. That's actually a gift. Because it means when this moves, it's going to move fast, and the early people in are going to make serious money. One more thing that's actually wild, retail silver hasn't dropped in price at all, even though raw silver did. So dealers already know what's coming. If retail prices were falling, dealers would be panicking. But they're holding firm. They know supply is about to get tight. They're positioning ahead of it. In the next 6 to 12 months, industrial demand stabilizes around the new suppliers, investment demand keeps growing, and supply stays constrained. When that happens, prices don't just go up, they move significantly. And people who held through this messy consolidation period are going to look like geniuses. My grandpa's keeping his silver. So am I.